It is complex to summarize, but everything begins with a planned unmasking of pedophile networks by the Turkish President Erdogan. That will almost go parallel with the unmasking of the vaccine being a bioweapon. This unmasking of the bioweapon will probably come from Donald Trump, but it will be an interplay between Erdogan and Trump. This will happen in total cooperation with China and Russia. All of this can be linked to the British royal family and many high-profile figures worldwide. This means that major riots and trouble are going to break out in the United Kingdom, but it also means the end of the British government and the royal family. A part of Freemasonry will also be designated as involved. All this is still according to the master script, in which the people are to be given the illusion of redemption and begin to experience new apparent progress in freedom. That redemption, however, will turn out to be an illusion. This scandal ensures that we are going to have 3 great regions of power worldwide, and for that, the old political systems must first be demolished. China will take over parts of the British Empire in that script. Those parts will be Australia and New Zealand. And China can now take advantage of the revelations of these big scandals because the British people will immediately have the support of large parts of the British military. Soldiers will be inclined to lay down their arms. China can now restore order while explaining it is there to help the British people, together with parts of the Australian Army and Navy. The staged war in Ukraine will end immediately, as the entire Western alliance collapses at both NATO and EU levels. Turkey will come to restore order in Europe. China, with the help of Australian troops who will side with China after the scandals that affect politics there too, will move towards the UK with a fleet. This is just the tip of the iceberg of what is to come, but I want to tell you step by step. Writer Martin Fryland recognizes the script and is exposing it. It is a script in which the world's population must be convinced that all evil, even Satan himself, has been driven out of the world. This will be accomplished by a pedophile network psyop. A psychological operation which is being rigged to arouse a very great sense of powerlessness and anger among the population. The masses have been prepared for years with pedophile scandals and exposure of royal friends. Names like Jimmy Savile, Jeffrey Epstein and so on. This has resulted in thoughts like, why isn't anyone doing anything about this evil? We need to get rid of these bastards. They are of course real pedophiles. They most certainly are. But it's being used for the psyop. But everything was, and everything is, deliberately brought out in the open to stir up the anger among the masses. You can then exploit that anger when everything comes out. It will come out deliberately and planned in this psychological operation. It will come out to direct the anger against the apparent deep state. They will direct the anger of the masses and deploy it as a weapon. Then, through the sense of redemption, the masses will embrace the real enemy as their savior. You can then clean up the consciously created psyop enemy, fully planned, and then install the 3 power blocks under the supervision of the UN, which also gets a big cleanup. In addition, you have the unmasking of the vaccine as a bioweapon and that adds extra weight. It is an additional reason to deal with the elite. That feeling will be fully satisfied in this psyop, because there really seems to be a big cleanup taking place. That's how the public will experience it. And that should then drive them into the new communist salvation state, where countries are allowed to be countries again and restore their identity. However, that will only be an illusion of freedom. The 3 power blocks will give the people a choice to accept the brain-computer interface, the bioweapon, or to live as free human beings. Acceptance of the bioweapon as quote-unquote useful anyway, is supported by the principle that it has been used to roll up the pedophile networks. The brain-computer interface, which is actually graphene oxide in the brain, prevents that kind of terrible practice, so will the quote-unquote liberated people say, and it is also kind of convenient if we have a system where everyone has the same income in exchange for a piece of looking into your brain, behavior, thought police, and so on. Therefore, this psyop will run on the maxim, problem, reaction, solution, where the problem will be the revelations regarding the pedophile networks plus the bioweapon, the reaction will be an enraged populace plus army against the elite, and the solution will be intervention, restoration of order and a new sense of freedom and security. This is how the scenario seems likely to unfold. You will own nothing and you'll be happy about it, will then emerge precisely from a revolution led by the people, so the masses will believe. The new regime will therefore voluntarily be elected, because it has cleared out the old pedophile elite. And technology will now be used only positively from now on, so they will think. That will be the feeling that drives the masses into the arms of the communist Salvation and technocrat control state, which feels free and like redemption, cloaked behind the new jacket of direct democracy. Remember, this is not a QAnon promotional video. Writer Martin Fryland sees through the big script. QAnon, according to his analyses, is part of the PSYOP. Please share this video so that everybody knows. Share this video and read more on martinfryland.nl.